Unbiased information is a myth. It doesn't actually exist. I'm trained as a scientist to understand the data sources and the biases that associate with that. Every test, every experiment, every source of data actually has biases. So the best you can do is to understand the biases, whether it is a laboratory study or information being gathered for the news. There's things like observer biases, proximity biases, sample size biases, and when we get into scientific stuff, we look at method biases too. The thing with biases is that they're not necessarily bad. They just exist. It's when people use these as an agenda that it becomes bad, when they don't state their biases or their purpose or their intention. What can you do about this? Look for people who state their biases, who understand the biases that they themselves have, and also that their data sources have. When you look at any information source, you read a news article, you hear about something, you yourself are introducing bias. Think about it. If your doctor gives you medical advice versus your friend giving you medical advice, you're going to think about that differently and receive it differently. That's your bias based on the source of that information. Now expand that out to thinking about how you receive information from social media versus mainstream media. How do you think about these things and how does it impact the way that you interpret that information? That's part of your bias. So whenever you're looking at information, news stories, make sure that you're thinking about how are you interpreting that? Do you have an emotional reaction to it? Do you have a gut reaction? What are your biases and where do they land? That will help you better understand where the biases are coming from, both your own and other people's. So there you have it. There's no such thing as unbiased information, but you can do your work to understand what the biases are and to understand your own biases. I hope that was helpful. And please let me know, what else would you like me to answer for your questions here? I'm a PhD scientist who works in mining and the environment, two-time entrepreneur, and happy to answer any questions you have on those topics.